So everyone new to the yoga practice? No, we are. What's our newbie's name? Dennis. No. Janice. Janice, we still have 5 minutes, everybody, before we get ready. And guess what? I think I'm tripped out a little bit. I had the best dreams yesterday and last night, and they're continuously coming through me. So I'm kind of like a little ooh. So viewers at home, we're going to dance a little bit. So you guys, we're just going to kind of, throw caution in the wind and trust where we go, and we'll be fine. So again, we're just counting down the 4 minutes before we start. Sarah, thank you, Sarah, for guiding Janice. And you guys that have been here forever, you're already completely knowing what to do, but don't be complacent, right? What is complacency? No change. Ooh, Anne, you firecracker. I never thought of it that way. And what is no change? Stagnant. And what does stagnant smell like? Yucky. Icky. Right? What does it look like? Well, dark, I don't know. Dark, to me, dark is infinite. I think it looks like a brewing cesspool of a cesspool. Like some of the ponds I see and smell, that there's no movement because, yeah. But you know what? Then again, there is a place for complacency. Is there not? Is there not a place for complacency? And is there not a place for, what's the opposite of complacency? Action. Well, action is always. Agitation. Thank you. Nervousness. Oh, there's another one too. Agitation. Where you're not grounded. You're just like there's no ground. Anxious. Thank you. Agitation. So let us talk about these two things. Why not? We've got like 3 more minutes before we actually start the actual realm of the, well, actually, you know what? Screw that. Sorry, my languaging. We already are. We're already doing this. So let's talk about that. We've got agitation, we've got complacency. There are places for them. What do you think they do to us when we're in that stuck place of agitation or complacency? What do you think happens, Janice? More the same, no change, right? So what are we humans doing here on this planet? Do you guys have an idea? Using our energy to do what? To what? To exist. How are we existing? Our choice, whether we want it good or bad. And are good or bad anyone better than the other? They're just of the same realm. They're just complacency and agitation. When you put them together, what does it create? Energy. So when we get lost in the depression and the pity party and the guilt and the sideways action, what is really happening? What happens to you when you get depressed? Kind of like a rock bottom, maybe. Give up on things. No action. But what happens? Because you don't stay there forever. Because we've all been there, right? I've been depressed. Dang it. It used to be for like a year, and now it's like, I'd say, I don't know, a glimpse of a moment. They kind of like, whoa, they blend in together. Because sometimes I go into the negative, and then I'm like, oh, positive. And then the positive's there, and it fleets into a negative, and it's almost like it drives me. It's like driving me, you know? So what does that look like when we put those two together? There's a symbol we see all the time in our human life. It's called the yin and yang. So, and what's within the yin? What's within the dark, the teardrop that's black and the teardrop that's white? What's within them? A little white dot in the black teardrop and a black dot in the white teardrop, and it just keeps on going. It's like blows my mind. So I'm feeling this way today because I've been doing a lot of deep work with myself, and to be the person that sits up here and guides you through yoga. I truly want to be authentic, and I want to share with you that I've been depressed. I had, tendencies to go into the dark and have addictions and to forget about the good qualities, to forget about the love. And then when I realized that I'm numb, and then I realized that I don't feel that love for myself, I start to love myself again, and I love myself again, and I love myself again, and all of this creativity and this magic comes out, and then all of a sudden, I can't wait to share it. So that's why Yoga Source was born of that love. And so we've been here 13 years, 14 years now, moving into it. And I just want to continue to share the love by offering that today for the 60 minutes, that you truly look inside, and how may you love your yin and yang. So you could choose to lay down. I know it's really deep for a Friday, eh? Welcome to Yoga Source. Welcome to our 60-minute yoga practice. This is really diving deep into our yin and yang, to our oppositions, to our agitation, to our complacency, and to pool it into this like melting pot of movement and energy, and learning to dance the balance of the two. Does that sound okay with you? Is that really like, she's like, what the hell did I just jump into? So, and hell is a part of that. A lot of people talk about hell as a dark and demonic place, and you don't want to go there, but actually, I think I've been there. And what it was my dark, my demons, my fear, my guilt. And when I embraced that hell, love came in. And love swept me into this place. And this is where the balance is. And I know that it's there, but I don't worry about it. Just know that they're both there. And it's your choice. As Anne said, thank you, Anne, for saying it. It's your choice to live. It's your choice to be here. So whether you're laying down or seated, let's take these next 3 minutes to really dive deeper into this. Actually, we're gonna go longer. I would really like to do a breath practice with you, and it is like a long breath practice. So get cozy, lay down. Put a bolster underneath your knees, because I really appreciate the lift of the knees. And put a blanket underneath your skull so that you can have support. Not too big of a pillow, like just more underneath the occipital and the neck a little bit. Open up your feet as wide as your yoga mat. So viewers at home, oh my goodness, let's just get to the nitty gritty of the breath. Let's peel that onion right away, like right to the center of it. So as you lay yourself down, I'm just gonna pop this music up because I'm so in love with this music while we listen to the breath, okay? So take a moment to settle into your heels, your neck, your shoulders, your butt flesh. Wiggle around a little bit. Get a little stirry, stirry, stirry. Stirry, stirry, stirry. And in that, I want you to, I don't want you to do anything. I'm inviting you to look into the place between your eyebrows, that space right between your eyebrows. In that space, only you, between you and the universe. That's the only thing that is communicating right now, is just you and everything, which is everything, the universe. Tell the universe, see the universe in your mind's eye, what it is that you are planting as your intention to love yourself more fully right now. What is that? Let it come. It'll come slow. It'll come when it needs to. Let your fingers relax. You are safe. Let your shoulders relax. You are safe. There's no talking to your siblings, your spouse, your employer, your employees. It's just you and the universe right now in your mind's eye. Can you see it? Can you just close? Stare at the place between your eyebrows. Go even deeper. Look into it. Like literally cross your eyes at that very frontal peak where your nose meets the brow, the frontal. Soften. Look into it. Look into it. Start visualizing what it is that you are intending to love more fully. And you're asking the universe to support you in that love. Just noticing that. Don't be afraid. It's just you and the universe. There's nothing else involved except for the pure awesomeness of this universe. Notice what it is that you're saying. support that you are in need of. The universe supports you. There's no denying it. It does. And then the next offering, this part of our beautiful introductory of our yoga practice, is a breath practice. I'm going to offer that you dive in and out of your Mula Bandha, the place between your pubis, coccyx, sitting bone and sitting bone, that pelvic floor, and just contemplate just a little easy, like as known to be Kegel, but hold it as you breathe organically. As you keep your intention clear, we're going to go deeper into the breath. We're going to go so deep that we're going to go from the very root of our being into our creative belly source, to our heart, and then into the mind's eye, from the throat chakra into the universe. This breath practice is going to tether you from the earth core to the unknown. But keep your intention in mind. Keep it clear. We're going to do 7 breaths, inhaling through the nose and then out through the nose. Then we'll do 7 breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Then we'll do 7 breaths, in through the mouth, like you're sipping through a straw, and then out through the mouth. Clear? So that's 21 breaths. So are you ready? Take a big, beautiful breath in. Fill your belly completely to the brim, and then just throw it out. Good. Begin to sip that breath through your nose. Out through your nose. In through your nose. Out through your nose. In through your nose. Out through your nose. In through your nose. Out. In through your nose. Out. Last one. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Second round. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In nose. Out mouth. In nose. Out mouth. Last one. In nose. Out mouth. Third round. In mouth like you're sipping through a straw. Open your mouth wide. Out through the mouth. Let it go. Let it be easy. Let it be gentle. In, sipping in through the mouth. Out through the mouth. Sip in. Out. Sip in. Out. Sip in. Last one. In through the sipping mouth. Soften and let your body organically breathe as it wishes, as you maintain the visual in your mind's eye. Put a little smile on your lips. I offer that you clearly open yourself up to the love, and let us begin to gingerly bend one knee, then the other knee. Let your feet rest upon the bolster that was beneath your knee creases. Bring your feet as wide as your bolster, and just pause there. Adjust your sacrum, adjust your back, open those beautiful arms up. You've got this. And then on your next out breath, let your knees fall to the right and turn your face to the left. In, both face and knees to the center. Out breath, knees to the left, face to the right. Into the face and knees, out, knees to the right, face to the left. So you've got this, right? Oppositions. So keep on going. In center, exhale, face and knees in opposition. Keep on going very mindfully of the breath and the gingerliness, and reminding yourself of your yoking, your oppositions, your yin, your yang, your energies. You're bringing them together, you're swirling them together and being the co-creator of your existence. You've got this. Let it be easy. Doesn't have to be fast. Maybe you prefer to stay in one side and just allow the breath to deepen it. That's up to you. Just make sure you equally divide the other side. So we're here for just another, maybe 10 or 12 more breaths. Just noticing. See in your mind's eye that dance, that balance. And if you feel an urgency to end the windshield wipe of your knees, begin to bring your feet into stillness upon that bolster, adjusting your sacrum, knees towards the sky, back of the head up against that mat or that blanket, and then pause. And once everybody arrives to that space where you're just open heart to the sky, take a breath there. And then as mindfully as you can, begin to draw one knee, then the other knee. Wrap your arms around your knees and hug yourself. Give yourself a big, juicy hug as you very kindly rock yourself from hip to hip. Relax your feet. Don't be afraid. Go. No one's judging. Rock yourself. Give yourself a rocking hug. Rocking it from side to side. Noticing what's there for you, the love. Like, love yourself. Fantastical. When you're ready, notice in your mind's eye, close your eyes as you rock from side to side. What side calls to you? Is it the right? Is it the left side? Just take your time. It'll speak to you. What side are you going to roll to, completely roll to? Just take your time. Don't rush. If you already found the spot, be there. You can even take your bolster between your knees and use your blanket as a pillow. What side's calling to you? And then eventually, go to that side. Once you go to that side, if you haven't already, park that head of yours on your arm and gathered your knees into your chest. Curl them up with the opposing arm underneath the knee creases and give yourself a bigger hug. If you've landed on your right-hand side, that's the side that rules the left side of the body. The side of creativity, of dance, of music, of tasty foods, artwork, just that whole magical, sensory, sensational feeling of just creativity and art. If you've landed on the left-hand side, it rules the right side of the body. And if you're on the left side, it's about that cognizance, the math, the orientation, the science, the numbers. Think of an architect working the foundations, the blueprints, making the mathematical adjustments, the orderliness. Then that's where you're in need. So wherever you've landed, that's where you're at today. And that's beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. Let us begin to dance that top arm and that top leg as you keep your eyes closed and extending that top leg and pressing into that top hand. So rise up onto your bum, but just come up a little bit, not all the way, like you sit on your bum, but you haven't adjusted your legs. And just sit there for a moment. And just notice as you adjust to gravity, this other dimension of upright. With a smile, keeping your eyes closed, fumble around, finding maybe your bolster or your blanket to sit upon, adjusting your sitting bones and coming into that cross-legged seated position. And then I'm going to offer that we put a little smile on our faces, because smiling is love. It's all love. Like love. And the only thing real is love. It's the only thing that's real is love. So when we root our sitting bones and rise through the crown of the head, let us pose our hands in a mudra. Interlace your fingers with your palms open. You can blink your eyes open to see that. And place your palms on your chest, thumbs up towards your shoulders. And just take a moment to connect your heart to your Hasta Mudra, truth. This is the truth mudra. With your truth mudra on your heart, are you truly loving yourself? Have you forgotten about it? Have you gotten so caught up in doing all the other things, like taking care of a child, taking care of a spouse, taking care of your elderly ones, taking care of business, taking care of lunches, taking care of life, and not reminding yourself, or remembering to take care of you? What does that look like? What does it look like to take care of you, to love you? I see in my mind's eye, my creativity. I rolled to my right side. I remember painting a long, long time ago. And I haven't done it for a long, long time. What do you see? Don't be afraid of it. Take it for what it is. Don't read into it too much, but notice it. Open up to the love. Open up to what you are being chosen to see. You are safe. And then let us bring your palms to you, into Anjali Mudra. Yoke your palms together, your oppositions, your fears, your joys, your agitations, and your complacency. Put it all there in your heart center. And let's begin today's practice with a beautiful sound of Om, A-U-M, which is the universal sound that everything vibrates on, and trust me, it does. I've heard it. It is the dream state, is the dreamless state. It is the walking, waking state. It is the veil of the unknown mixed in with the transcendental of the known. It is everything. Let us chant 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Bowing your face towards your heart and just allowing yourself just this moment just to even process with a smile. Having a sense of humor and a little smile on your lips creates that warmth even when you're feeling like, oh, I don't get this. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. When you're ready to lift your heart, release your hands, blink your eyes open as you lift your face. Welcome to practice. I know that's pretty trippy for a Friday, but let's just trip out today. Release your bum from beneath your props. Take your legs out in front of you. Just give your feet a little massage. Thank you, Lee, for that before. I really needed that, by the way. I was like really tripped out on that one. So massage your feet. Like, why wouldn't you love your feet? Love your feet. You know your big toes and your other little toes, all those toes are a part of this vessel that walks you. So yeah, get into your feet. Love your feet. Love the shoes you choose to put on your feet. Love going barefoot. These are really important things. So from there, after you love your feet, swing them around to the side and come into tabletop. Just for a moment. Use a blanket for your knees, Janice, if you feel that your knees are tender. That's why we have blankets here at Yoga Source. So, and viewers at home, make sure you have your yoga paraphernalia out so that you can start to find your tabletop. Moving in and out of cat-cow from your tabletop. And what I offer is that when you move through your table into cat-cow, that you can establish it first. And those that are already moving through it, go through it. Go, go, go. Have fun. but rooting down through the base knuckle and the index finger and creating a suction cup with the palm of your hands. And as you exhale, those that are following me, you tone the lowest belly up towards the sky, forehead towards your pubes, and round your spine like a cat. And when you inhale, you sink your belly, your heart down towards the floor, lift your face, think of the back of the skull touching your coccyx, your tail. And you keep on moving in and out through that movement of cat-cow, just really feeling the sensations and even elaborating on those sensations as you find your own movement. And I love to swirl around in it. I love to move my body from side to side when I'm in my cat-cow, even wiggling my jaw and making funny sounds and vibrational noises inside my vessel, humming to myself and feeling what I'm feeling. So really important, why are we doing this? We're doing this because it awakens your spine. It moves your vertebrae one at a time in its ways that it can possibly move. And not only are you tapping into your spine, but you're also bringing oxygenated blood through the vessel into the capillaries, and the nervous system is awake. Slowly and mindfully begin to still that wonderful cat-cow and begin to extend your cranium and look forward as you reach your gaze towards the front of your mat. So you lift your head up. Begin to float the knees off the mat as you press your hands into the floor. And just a little float, just so you feel the core of your belly. Fantastic. Let's just stir around in the shoulders with your knees just hovering from the floor. Can you start to feel the tone of your belly? Yeah, good. And then exhale, lift your hips skyward. Keep your heels lifted. Rework your hands, pedal your feet, and even move your hips from side to side as you bend and extend one knee, one leg at a time, pedaling your feet, lifting your hips skyward, moving your chest towards your thighs, and being okay with that. Down dog is such a beautiful practice. Even if you feel the urgency to lift a leg and move it around in circumduction, extension, and horizontal abduction, flexion, extension, whatever you're feeling the urgency to do, if that's in your practice, then please do so. And as soon as you're done with that leg, move the other leg. Make sure you're equally dividing your movements, that there is this awareness of dance, of balance. You've got it. Fantastic. And then very mindfully, as you release that foot, if you've lifted the second one, look towards your hands and begin to walk your feet very slowly as you come up onto your finger pads until you come to the top of your mat with your feet rooted, bent knees, fingertips on the mat, knees bent. If that doesn't serve you because it's too much on your hamstrings, take your blocks underneath your finger pads and lift your heart up, Ardha Uttanasana. So let me see your faces. So bend your knees until your fingertips are on the floor or blocks. Holding your shins is actually not the best idea. It's a great way. Some teachers absolutely teach it. I think it's wonderful. But to get deeper into your roots, the hands to the floor ahead of your feet, serving side body long is a elongation of the thigh without snapping your knees. Can you bend your knees more, everybody? And stick your bum back, like way back. Now let me see the smoothing of your spine so that you're not in a hyperkyphotic curve. So come up higher on your blocks. So if your back is really rounded still and you're still struggling with bending your knees, then come higher onto your blocks and bend your knees that much more so that you can feel that your spine is long. There's no roundedness in them. There's no roundedness. Feel the difference there. You want to feel like you've got air moving into your body. Let's take 3 big breaths into the belly. Out from the belly. Into the belly. Bend your knees more, stick your bum out more. Out, you've got it. One more, lift your heart more, lift your head more. Good, lift and spread your toes a little bit, then root them back down. Let's exhale into forward fold, landing your ribs on your bent knee thighs. Reach your forearms behind your knee creases and grab opposite elbow. So bend your knees until your ribs are on your thighs. See if you can get your boobies over your knees. And then wrap your forearms behind. See if you can grab opposite elbow, wrists, or fingers, and let your head go. Let it go. Look in towards your perineum, in towards your inner thighs, between the legs, and just a little simple nod of hips from side to side. Just a little simple nod from side to side. Just noticing your stuff. Can you let your head go a little bit more, Leah? I know you can. Good. And then from here, release your hands from beneath those knee creases. Walk them ahead of you on top of your blocks if that feels better. Lift your heart nice and forward. Now begin to hinge your hips, moving your bum further back into space like you're sitting on an invisible chair until I see your face come up higher with your heart. So your bum is way back, chair pose. Then float your palms facing each other, open up your arms really wide, sit your bum further back, and then take your arms way back as you inhale, and then exhale, round your spine, look towards your toes. Inhale, offer up your heart, look forward, Utkatasana, cat-cow, 3 more breaths. Exhaling, inhaling at your own pace, just feeling that buoyancy in that seated chair position. Maybe your legs are vibrating. 1 more breath. Big breath, exhaling. On your next inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. Unhinge your hips and reach for the sky. Then exhale, hands to heart center. And just close your eyes, or drishte. Drishte is where you look through your eyelashes. Take a moment here just to feel the sensations that are coming up for you. Yoga's not about getting just physical. It's about really connecting to source right inside of you. That all the answers are there. And I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, she's been telling me this for years, but it's true. They are right there. It's just called love. Yeah. When you're ready, let's just slowly blink our eyes open, roll your shoulders back. And I'd like to do this with you. Let's just separate our feet almost as wide as your yoga mat. And then soften your knees. Just, you guys are okay. You're okay. Okay, soften your knees. Let your bum be a little sticky, not sticky. Just bounce it around, And then just mindfully, you can drishte, close your eyes, swing your arms from side to side, and just feel your pattern, your rhythmic movement. And there's an old, what's that thing called? You gave it to me. That talisman. Where you, the thing where you go like this, and it has the spinning thing, and go pa 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 pa. The whirly beat, the whirly boot, the top. So it's like that. So in other cultures, and we're talking cultures beyond our culture, they have it. It does this. It's, and what that does is we're spinning and we're tapping into our yin and yang, our energies. So even just doing that, it's like a release. This is detoxing. Why are we doing this? Because it's detox. It's letting go. Close your eyes. Don't worry about anybody. Just swing those arms around, bend your knees, twisting from side to side. Find your own dance. It's okay, you're fine. No one's looking at you. And then slowly begin to stir it till stillness, until it becomes still. And then it's still. And you're still. And notice. If any negativity is popping up, questioning and judgment, remind yourself you're in a yoga practice. Blink your eyes open, heel toe your feet right off your mat. Because in the yoga practice, it's called Ashaya, non-stealing. We don't want to take our right off your mat, like right off your mat. Like you don't need your mat. Take your feet off your mat. Like go. Turn your toes out now. And then begin to bend your knees and sway from side to side with your knees bent. You might want to take your sakis off because you'll just slip on the floor. So we're bending and we're waving ourselves up and down and around and noticing inside here. This is all root chakra stuff. What is the root of my discomfort? And it comes up, your legs start to burn, you start to feel that there's no movement here, you're stuck. It's not a judgment, it's just an observation. Yoga helps us to tap back into it. Go even wider if you can with your feet until you can sink your bum further down. And then let's take our right forearm onto the right thigh with both knees bent. Press the left hand into the left knee and bend your left knee out. And yeah, bend it out even more. Good, feel that. Now sink your hips and just press that right forearm into the thigh and straighten out the left arm. And then lower the left shoulder down towards the floor. Feel that energy and then bounce around a little bit. Spread your right wrist fingers. Yeah, good. And then inhale, root and rise and come all the way up and then shake out your quads a little bit. And then bend your knees again and swirl into it. And take your left forearm, palm up, straight wrist, bend into your right knee, press your right hand inside. So you guys are bending your right knee out to the right. Feel that inner thigh energy. You can rock it around a little bit, but straighten your right arm. Move it around, lift and spread your toes. Don't be afraid to feel that inner thigh opening. Can you lift your heart and your face? So you're not dumping down into the past. Be up here. Yeah, feel that energy. Fantastical, right? And then root to rise, inhale, come all the way back up, and then shake out those thighs again. And then we're gonna go back into settling back down and in. This time, right thigh, right forearm, left arm skyward, and play with that left arm, but bend deep into your left knee. Everyone bend deep into your left knee. And now move your left arm around. Open up. Feel the swirling. Can you lean back and spread your right fingers? Good, it burns, doesn't it? And then root to rise. Inhale, come up center. Shake out those quads. Bend your knees again. Left form, so both knees are equally bent out. You're in goddess pose. And then play with the wonder of that right arm. It's gonna take some work. And remember, effort becomes effortless when you start to sink and dive and surrender and let go. Can you let go? And then when you're ready to root to rise, inhale, come all the way up. Heel toe, your feet towards each other. Go, oh my goodness, did you feel this? And then bring your feet to touch, knees to touch. So there's a space between your heels, your big toes touch. And then bend your knees, take your hands onto your knees, stick your bum back. I'll do a little sideways profile so it looks like this. So your bum, you're not moving your knees past your toes, your bum's going back, your knees are back. So stick your bum out. What we're going to do is warm up by moving the shins in a circumduction in one direction. Yeah, it's like if you're a skier, bring your big toes to touch while you do it. Big toes touching, but your heels are apart. And swirl. See if you can find an organic movement to it. So don't think about it, just swirl. Bending from your feet, swirl like you're, now go in the opposite direction. Opposite direction. Can you keep your heart up? Can you lift your chest? Yeah, so it really is just this. You're just doing this. Woo-wee! So find that, just start moving it. Just do it then. Don't even use your hands, lift your heart. Just like, where am I going with this? Feeling that, feel the roots. And then inhale, come all the way up. And then just like you're walking through sticky stuff, just move your feet, moving that stuff, and then pause. Turn your palms forward, close your eyes, and just notice. Notice, close your eyes. Just notice the energy you cultivated. You just created that. So imagine what you create every day with your words and with your thoughts. You just created that with your movement. Dang, eh? I know. Blink your eyes open nice and slowly. Roll your shoulders back. Top of your mat. Make sure you have your 2 wooden blocks. Make sure you have your bolster at either the left or right side with your blanket. And whenever we do yoga, with me especially, you most often will use all of these pieces at some point. But when we practice yoga, I don't care where you practice it, the blocks are your friends and they're always at the top of your mat because that's where you need them the most, okay? So from here, about a foot from the top of your mat, find your mountain pose and then ground yourself into yourself. And then be in yourself, close your eyes down, palms can be down by your side, and just notice I am mountain, I am tree, I am, therefore I love, and I'm all love. So you gotta love yourself first, right? I'm sure you're here because you do. But let's root so deep and go deeper into love that we love everything about ourselves. Take that with you. Inhale, sweep your arms skyward, blink your eyes open, reach, look to the sky. Exhale, hinge your hips and knees forward, fold. Really bend those knees until your fingers land as wide as your mat. And then very mindfully step right foot, left foot back into plank pose. Once you move into that plank pose, lift your hips skyward. And as you lift your hips skyward, pedal your feet downward facing dog. That's it, Janice, you got it. Lift your heels. Take your hands as wide as your mat. Everyone pedal your feet and move your hips around and feel the dance of that. And then let's take the right leg into a nice little pedal dance up towards the sky. So reach the right leg, bending and extending and moving it, feeling what you're feeling, and then look towards the front of your mat. Slightly come up onto the tips of your right fingers as you take that right forward all the way between your hands. And sometimes it doesn't make it there, it only makes it halfway up the mat. Take your right hand and make it happen. Slowly lower your left knee to the mat. Lift your heart and your head, and we tend to look down. So lift your heart and your head up, heel toe your right foot to the edge of the mat. Take those 2 blocks, you may need them. I'm gonna use mine today. And I'm going to lift my heart more fully and look not up to the future, but to the moment right here. So your gaze isn't down at your, back knee or your genitalia. It's actually right here in front of your mat. So go there, begin to swirl your hips around and playfully smile at yourself and go, yeah. Close your eyes. Notice what we just did to warm up the hips, and you're gonna feel it here now. Move your hips around. Good. So your blocks are as wide as your mat, and your inner edge, the outer edge of your right foot is right up against the block. So the block is on the outside of your foot. It's on the mat though, you can put it on the mat. Yeah, good, but they touch. Good, now keep the left hand on the mat, still the swirliness. Take your right hand onto your right knee, and everyone just give yourself a little bit of movement and twist over towards that beautiful right leg, and then begin to pick up that left knee and extend through the crown of the head, rocking back and forth on that left foot, adjusting yourself, and then playfully open up through this amazing, wonderful, I love it, right side of your body. What does it feel like it needs to do? Can you twist? Can you offer up a lengthening in the neck? You could bend and extend that back left knee. Feel your source. Breathe in and out in this beautiful twist. 2 more breaths. Let them be audible if they need to be. And then eventually you're gonna still that, release the right hand, lift your heart and your head, look forward, lower that left knee. And again, if you need the blanket for your left knee, put it there. And let's just shift our hips back towards that left heel. So the blocks are your friends so that you can bend and extend that right leading leg, and notice how it feels. I love it that it doesn't have to be static. Make sure your right foot is right up against the block, that both blocks are as wide as your mat, and you're moving back and forth in that space. Nice, good. Now get to the place where you can move your bum back, but move your heart forward and lengthen that leg as straight as it'll lengthen with the 4 points of that right foot down. Maybe your blocks need to go higher. And it doesn't have to be so static. You don't have to hold the pose and hold your breath. It's about maybe bending and extending that knee just a little bit more. Maybe the blocks need to come higher so that you could really achieve that lift of your heart. Swing your hips from side to side. Can you lift your heart more? So you're not in a kyphotic curve, but your right leg is straight. Can you straighten it out just a tad? Oh boy. Good. And then bend back into that right knee. Lower the blocks to the lowest level for now. Yeah, you got it. And then off your mat, land your hands, pick up that left knee, and step back downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take the left leg skyward. Move that left leg around, noticing. Can you move it around just a little bit more? Yeah, what's going on with that limb? Can you feel that movement, that circumduction? Yes. And then look towards the front of your mat, above in the front of your mat. Bend that left knee through, taking the left foot closest to your left hand. If it only makes it halfway up, grab it with that left hand and move it towards the front of your mat in line with those fingertips. Runner's lunge, lower your right knee. Make sure if you're using a blanket that it's not bunched up, that it is smooth. Otherwise that'll cause hip issues. And begin to swirl in your hips again. So you're moving in your hips. So Janice, take your hands on your blocks. Take your blocks as wide as your mat. Put your foot right up against the block. Come up onto both blocks on your fingertips. Get your other block on the mat. Yeah, you got it. And then swirl around in your hips. Good, and lift your heart up. You got it, see? You're natural. So take your right knee back further though, on your mat, a little further back. There you go, good. Now from here, everyone, let's park the right hand down on the block. Take your left hand on the inside of your left knee, and then pick up that right knee and open up your chest to the left, and then work that left arm, and you begin to dance your dance. Feel what feels good to you. Don't look at me, because it's not about me. You're just in this twist and a lunge with your right hand down on the floor. What does your twist look like for you? What does your twist look like? What does it feel like? Can you close your eyes and just feel it instead of looking from outside? Look from inside. Inside. Good. Inside. Go in. Go in. Good. And then slowly lower your right knee with a smile, because you did it. Release the left hand onto the block and begin to dance back and forth, extending that left leg. Noticing. So in life, we do have to choose to look at what it is our root issue. You know when you get a trigger and you get upset and you wonder why you're so upset? Because there's a trigger. What's underneath that trigger is called fear. So when we work in yoga, we're working through our fears. We're working and releasing and letting go. So let's still that movement of that left leg, and you don't have to fear, but let's extend that left leg and see where you need to choose to go with the support of props or no props so that you can keep your heart fully extended. So the idea is not to scrunch up and go, oh my God, I can't breathe, but to give yourself the pleasure of loving yourself and using whatever support you need to keep your heart upright and to play with the fullness and extension of that left leg. Yeah, and it's right up in line with your feet. And then you get to see the truth. And the truth is like, there's some work still. My butt is really tight. And it's okay, because it's the yin and the yang. It's the dance between agitated or depressed, would you just ignore it? You have to be in it in order to change it. You have to wake it up in order to alter it. So same thing in your hips. Can you feel that alteration going on in your hips? Yeah. Good. Now bend into that left. You guys are too serious for this day, just so you know. You guys are way too serious. Take your hands off your blocks as wide as your mat. Pick up the right knee and step back downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, swing your hips. Go hello to my body. And this time we're going to take that right leg skyward, bend that right knee, open it up playfully as you wish, and then when you're ready to send it forward, when you're ready, get it as high up, closest to that right index finger as you can. And then slowly and mindfully adjust the back left knee or foot, and then lower the left knee just a little bit towards the floor. Lift your heart, your head. Just lower it, don't touch it down, bend it. And then rise up with that knee bent. Good. So you're on the balls of that foot, and your feet are hip width apart. If you come up with your foot right behind your foot, it's like a tightrope. So the feet are hip width apart. And then from there, bending and extending the back knee as you lean back and open up your heart, and then you find that opening in your chest. You could drip your wrists. You could play with your fingers. Crescent lunge is one of those asanas where you're like, playfully opening yourself up. What does that feel like for you to be in your crescent lunge? Right? So it's okay. We're really building our strength here. So make sure you find that lunge. So open up your feet wider. Right foot more forward, Janice. Way forward, like way forward. Don't be scared. I know you're scared. It's like going into the dock at the edge and you're going to fall in the water. Keep on going. Keep on going, Janice. Keep on going, Janice. Now lift your heel. Back heel. Good. Now everyone turn the right arm towards the back of the room, left arm forward, and find your twist in this. Oh boy. Just when Janice thought it was getting easier. And then as you twist towards that right thigh bone, you bend and extend both limbs as you wish, including your elbows and your wrists. And then dance your amazing Shakti dance of opening up yourself authentically. Feel what you're feeling. And when you're ready to sweep that right arm back forward, come back up into your crescent lunge and shine your light. Feel that energy, and then very mindfully forward fold to touch down, not on your blocks, off your blocks. Lift your hips skyward, downward facing dog. Good. Take the left leg skyward, bend and extend, and open it up, noticing what you notice. Yeah, let it be playful. And when you're ready to send that left foot forward, take it forward. Adjust your hands as wide as your mat. Everyone, get your left foot right up against that left index finger and thumb. So take it there, Janice. Like grab it and take it there. Yeah, but not on your blocks. You don't want to be on your blocks there. Adjust your back foot so it's hip distance away from your left foot. And then bend your right knee towards the floor just a little bit and then rise up. So the bent knee helps you to come up. And when you come up, dance around in it. Noticing. You can wave your arms around the way you feel like you want to wave them around to feel just your energy today. What's your energy today? Yes, we can externally rotate those upper arm bones and wiggle your jaw, but what are you feeling today? See if you can even lift and spread your left toes so they're not gripped into the mat. Yeah, and stay more on the balls of your right foot. So everyone really bend that back right knee. Good. And then open up that left arm to the back of the room and right arm forward and find your twist. Yeah, so bend your back right knee. Bend it. It's okay, bending it. That's it. You got it. Woo! And now dance it. Please feel the power. Feel the energy. Feel the magnetism of you just breathing and opening up into this dance, this balance. Fantastic. And when you're ready to come back forward, crescent lunge, feel your light shining. And exhale, touch down, step back, downward facing dog, and then unfurl your knees, shins to the mat, and sit on your shins. Close your eyes and breathe. Upright, palms up. Take the breath. Notice the word that you just applied to that beautiful vessel of yours. You dance the dance, the Natarasha. Where are you feeling that power, that energy? Let's tap even deeper into it. How much deeper can you get into yourself right now? Let go. I know it's so hard to do that. Sometimes we just like, it's okay. Breathe. Turn your palms up. Just sit for a minute. See if you can squeeze your inner heels together more so that they're right underneath your sitting bones. And take a moment. Relax your jaw. Feel the breath in your body. Fantastical. Nice. Then blink your eyes open with a smile. Lean your hips to a side. Take one leg, the other leg out. Give them a little shake. Just take this opportunity just to like play with that. Doing an upright standing position in your class means that you're rooting yourself and you're finding the roots and to gain that energy. But let's bring it deeper into the mat. So with your legs straight out, let's just bend the left knee, take the left knee out to the side and take the left foot inside your right thigh. Pull out your right butt flesh, then your left butt flesh. If your knee's higher than your hip, and most of us it happens, we're North Americans with a lot of stuff going on, I would offer that you take whatever props you need to sandwich right up into the greater trochanter, the hip bone, so it is supported. And again, if that right leg straight is really posing issues in the tissue, you could bend the knee as well with a block underneath it or something. Because now we're gonna lift the heart, express our arms, and open them way back behind us, like way back. Feel the lift of your chest. Can you guys get your chest up more? Get that chest up there. Good, and then slowly hinge yourself forward, keeping your chest lifted. Chest lifted. And then dance all the way down, reaching your hands down towards your foot. Doesn't have to touch your foot, nowhere near your foot, just be. Can you lift your heart more? Can you lift your heart much more? Can you breathe that breath? Good, yeah. And then once you get as far as you can, feel like this is my end of my road. Soften into it and breathe. Let it go. Soften into it. Use the props that you need. Can you soften? Can you trust? Can you vibrate on that level that you are truly clear of yourself and your intentions? And you are the creator of this position. Because I'm not telling you what to do, I'm showing you how you may do it. What feels good to you? Inhale, just for a second, everyone. Come on back up. What I'm seeing though, I will start to tell now. What I'm seeing is a lot of struggle. I see a lot of this. Oh yeah. So my offering is that this knee, this right leg needs to be bent because technically in a world when you can lay your chest and extend your spine and go forward and my back isn't like rounded like this, that's where we back it up and place the foot and get the chest onto the thigh and hands can be down and then you can sink your head inside that shin and that's your forward fold. So just so you know, we don't want you to have this huge gap here, like this. As soon as you bend your knee, you can elongate your spine and that can rest and then you can find that place. So just give it a whirl, give it a whirl, just give it a whirl. So what I'm offering in our practice is that we augment and with the guidance, see where you can go more deeply. Can you go a little deeper? Can you go a little deeper? A little deeper. A little deeper. With each breath takes you closer to the self. Good. And when you're ready with the bright smile, inhale, take it all the way up and go, yeah. And then take that left leg out and then just hold the left knee out. We're gonna hold the heel and the knee and wrap it back and forth in front of that right leg that we just worked. But then we're gonna bend the right knee foot flat on the floor and take your left ankle onto that foot with your hands back behind you for support and then windshield wipe the femur bone. And noticing as you come up onto your finger pads so that you're strengthening your wrists, you're not flattening your hands, pressing into your wrists, that you can lift your chest up. And then let's windshield wipe that left foot all the way to the right. Yeah, and then turn your chest over towards the left so you get a twist going on. Can you do that? Yeah. And then inhale back up to center. Release that left leg, let that left leg go forward. Pick up the right knee. Right knee goes out. Find that external rotation. Plant it down inside your left leg. So this is where the magic happens. What am I going to do for myself? Do I need those beautiful structures called support, friends, shamans, whatever it is that you need in life? Doctors, institutions support you in what you need. This is reflection of that. Say, this is how I take care of myself every day. I do what is necessary for me to be loved to myself. So I'm using my props because I'm going to go into that forward fold with my heart leading, not my belly hollowing and my head bowing down. I want to lead with clarity, opening myself up, even if it means this foot is completely bent, knee bent, and that is your forward fold. Maybe you could take your hands a little more inside, let your head go. So wherever this bend in the knee is to support the extension of your spine, your foot is active, your mind is open, you are being exactly where you're meant to be, because you're gonna feel your tensions right there. You guys do you not feel your stuff? Do you feel it's okay? Your shape of what this looks like is yours. You're the creator, right, Janice? You're the creator. You've got this nailed. You're a natural. Let your head go now. Let it dump. Feel the fascia. When you let your head dump, everyone dump your head. Dump it, literally. Like dump it. Can you feel the tension of the back of your skull all the way into your coccyx? Maybe into your toes. What do you feel? It's pretty intense, some of the stuff. 3 more breaths. Just let it go. You're fine. You're safe. You're taken care of. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Fantastic. On your next big in breath, when you're ready to awaken yourself all the way up with your hinge, or roll yourself up. This is the fun part. Pick up that right leg. We're not done with it though. And we're gonna hold the heel and we're gonna gyrate it back and forth around and noticing the range of motion of that hip. And then you're going to bend the left knee and place your right foot on that thigh. And noticing automatically you gotta lean back. So I'll do a little sideways profile. So you lean back and you lift your heart, but you dorsiflex that right foot. You just windshield wipe it. It's okay. Can you get your shoulders back so you're not doing one of those? This is so easy to do. Let's put some effort so it becomes effortless to feel homeostasis. When we go, our body wants to always go back to homeostasis. What happens is that over the years and days and months and seconds, we lose that connection by not paying attention to our true selves. Rock it all the way to the left. Take your right foot all the way to the left and find your twist of your heart to the right. So what we want to do is continue every day to exercise, breathe healthy, and nourish our vessel, be creative, and meditate so that we stay healthy. Does that make sense? When you're ready to windshield wipe it back up, release that right leg and then shake out both legs in front of you, whatever way you want to. Okay? And then bring the soles of your feet together. Pull out your butt flush. Take your hands back behind you and then just see if you can get your heels a little bit closer. Maybe lift your thumb and bring them. But your shoulders are back, your heart is lifted, chest forward, and you're going to just play with the movement, the butterfly. I love the butterfly stuff. My daughter goes to me the other day, Mommy, butterflies can fly that high. I was like, what, like a 70-foot tree? We have tall trees in our neighborhood. I'm like, yep, they fly all the way to Mexico. And she's like, what? Yeah, all the way to Mexico, my dear. They pollinate, do all their stuff. This is what the world is all one. Still the butterfly effect. And then see if you can take yourself in a movement of vibration into a forward fold if that speaks to you. Now, if you can land your hands and work your hands so you can do that, awesome. If you are feeling you're stuck, that's fine. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your hips. If you can go all the way down to the floor and offer up your heart and extend your neck and open up the inner edges of your feet, beautiful. It's just where you're at. Remember not to lift your feet from the floor. If you want to hold something that's on your foot, you can grab your big toe, but keep your pinky toe down because you don't want to sickle your ankles. If you sickle your ankles, your knees will pay for it in time. You know how a dog scratches at the wood once, there's 1 scratch. A dog scratches at the wood twice, there's 2 scratches. Dog scratches at it for a month, there's like a hole in the door. So if you keep on doing that sickling of your ankles every time you come to your mat, eventually your ankles and your knees will say, hey. Okay, so be very mindful. Another big breath there, wherever you're at. And when you're ready on the next in-breath, take it up. Lean back, close your knees. This is the fun part, you need to lay down. But take your feet to the front of your mat. Find that bolster so that you can place it down by a hip. It doesn't matter which one. Find your blanket so you can put it by your occipital, your head. And let's just roll down onto your backside. Hug your knees into your chest. Scoot that blanket just enough underneath your occipital and your neck, not like a pillow. We don't want pillows. There's no pillows in yoga, okay? Just the way Yoga Source folds it, maybe that's enough. And then you could roll it just a tad more to support your neck so that it's not jetting backwards, meaning into the future, worried about the future, but tuck your chin in towards the notch of your throat. Hug both knees into your chest. Squeeze them in tightly. Rock from gluteal flesh to gluteal flesh. Yeah. What side you bolster on the majority? Right? 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 Let's all put it on the right side. Let's take our knees, hug to the chest, all the way to the bolster on the right side so that the knee and the ankle are on the bolster. Good. Reach out through that right arm, lift the left arm towards the sky, lift your head up off of your right shoulder, and begin to open up your chest as you land the left arm all the way down to the left. Open up your chest, back of the neck is long, and close your eyes and notice where that left knee goes. It goes where it needs to go. Can you offer up an open chest here? Can you feel the breath in your body? Yeah. Softly allowing your twist to be supported by the bolster. Get both shoulders down to your best ability, especially that left shoulder. And let's just play with the arms. Reach them overhead and around like making a snow angel. Keep on doing that. Excuse me as I cough. Keep on circling your arms the way you feel like you want to circle them. And maybe you don't want to circle them. Maybe you want to just take them into cactus arm. Maybe you want to tuck your hands underneath your head. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Feel the breath in your body and allow yourself this opportunity to be where you are, and then still your arms wherever you need to still them, and close your eyes for 5 breaths. In to the belly, into the ribs, into the collarbone. Feel your breath in your body. Maybe doing a little mula bandha. That's your Kegel, a root lock. From your pubis to your sitting bone, from sitting bone to sitting bone, you draw up through the genitalia area, the pelvic floor, and you hold it while you breathe, and that's called a root lock. 2 more breaths. Such yoga life is beautiful. When you're ready, picking up the left knee towards the sky, draw the right knee to it. Organically, take your bolster from the right, take it to the left. Roll completely onto the left-hand side so that your knees are up in your chest and your left knee and your ankle and shin are completely on the bolster. When you're ready to reach the right arm towards the sky, lift your right arm up, head up off your shoulder, and then roll completely opening up in a nice, expressive, open heart of you. Let your right knee do what it needs to do. Let it lift if it needs to lift. If you have an extra block or something handy that you want to slide between your knees for support, you could do that. So if you're at home, you could do that. And then open up your chest. Can you get both shoulders? This is what this twist is about. Both shoulders, right shoulder, left shoulder. Close your eyes and breathe your breath. 5 big full breaths, maybe a little mula bandha before you start breathing big into your ribs and belly. Maybe you're breathing into your collar because that's where you need the work. Yeah, such goodness. Soften in your brow, relax your jaw. This is the end of our practice, closing, coming to that very beautiful corpse pose that we began in. But just take a moment here. Go back to your mind's eye. What was that intention you began your class with? Did you feel those sensations of building courage and strength and willingness and purging and detoxing and uplifting and willing and surrendering? All of those poses, I hope, titillated you into those spaces When you're ready to lift the left knee skyward, join it with the right knee or left knee. Take your bolster that was on that left-hand side, slide it underneath your thighs where your knee creases are as you plant your legs firmly down onto the mat, bringing your heels as wide as your mat. Open up your chest towards the sky, retuck your shoulder blades down, relax your arms like 5-star. Everyone, feel the 5-star in you. From the crown of the head of consciousness and meditation to the actual nourishment of food, of water, giving yourself all that you need there, to the limb of exercise, whether it be our yoga, your walks every day in the park, whatever it is that you do to get that movement every single day, to the communication, the education, how you educate yourself, open yourself up, move forward, change, grow. Join your agitation and your complacency in the middle line and create a very open, viable, and an amazing sattvic being who is educating the self. To your final limb of creativity, of creation, of co-creation, that you are continuously co-creating in your own existence. May you feel the 5 points of your star are fully balanced. Meditation, nutrition, health, to your exercise, your movement, your awareness on this planet, to your education, to your creation. You are a 5-point star. As you begin to soften in your Shavasana, surrender, trust. Trust that you are taken care of. Feel the breath in your body. Notice. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in through your mouth like you're sipping on a straw. Breathe out through your mouth. Let's do that again. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in through your mouth like you're sipping on a straw. Breathe out through your mouth. Good, then organically breathe with a big, beautiful smile. Everyone take a big breath in, shine your arms overhead, point your toes, expand your body exponentially, and then exhale. Begin to gather your knees to your chest, your arms around your knees as you devoid all that exhalation. Completely roll to a side that speaks to you. Gingerly close your eyes and lift yourself to your seat as we end our practice. When you're ready, in your time, bring yourself to your bum on your mat and just take a moment to reflect. I know, it's just like deep. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, eyes closed. From my leg to